Hey everybody, welcome back to One Third Podcast. I'm Noah,
I'm Amanda.
It's me, Matt.
and we've got today a special guest, our local coin enthusiast, and he's a wild man.
Robert.
Yeah, it's Robert.
Yay, Robert.
Welcome.
So before the show, we were talking about how Robert and I are big into shaving, and how Matt hasn't shaved in a while.
Yeah, I haven't shaved in like a month.
So Robert, when's your last shave?
It was yesterday. I
Mhm.
shave every other day. I use a single
He has
edge
got a
safety
routine.
razor.
As
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, and I use a single edge safety razor. It's a gem style razor, and I use some tobacco shaving soap and boar hair shaving brush, which
Mhm.
makes for a really excellent shave. It's pretty good. Shave on a daily basis, and you just have a good time.
So when did you get into shaving? Because
Um,
you've gotten all of our so I have been to due to like family, I've lived in two different towns and have like two separate groups of friends, which Matt and Mandy are one set, and then Robert and the Clean Shaving Club are another group. And Robert's gotten us all into shaving because Robert,
well,
I
not
don't,
all of us.
well, not all of us, because we got people like Ben who try to manipulate Luke into, dry
Dry
shaving
shaving.
with a heated razor.
Ouch. That sounds painful.
It is.
It's Reno.
Why would you dry shave?
No,
Like, what is the benefit?
It's like a joke because no, it's
Okay.
the like probably the worst thing you could do. So
I know
Yeah.
that. Right.
So
I'm
we
like,
it's
is
an
there a
insult
benefit to
to
that?
tell them that they dry shave.
I'm
But,
not a part of this club, obviously. I
yeah,
know
the Clean
that,
Shaving
but it's
Club.
fine.
But Robert, where did you get into shaving?
So it was around this time last year that I was given a shaving brush for Christmas from my aunt, and
Mhm.
I went home and I didn't really know how to use it, and I didn't realize that you needed to soak the brush before you try and load the soap. So I was just kind of putting water on the soap and then swirling the brush around dry, and then I'd put that on my face, and I mean the brush it really burned me. It wasn't good. I got some serious irritation, and I was also shaving with a cartridge razor at that time because I didn't realize.
Because you're a filthy animal.
Yeah, I know I was, but I was on the right path, and I eventually bought a little shavette razor that uses half of a double-edged safety razor blade, and you just put it in, and you kind of shave with it like it's a straight razor.
Yeah, so Robert would come into our Discord calls talking about, oh, I just had to shave tonight. And then we all would think it was really funny. But then one day, it was like 10 o'clock at night. We went on to some websites, and then I bought bought a safety razor, bought a brush, got a bunch of soap.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the addiction starts.
I remember you getting that. You had a whole
Yeah.
kit come in, and you were so excited about it.
Oh, yeah, you were over that day.
Yeah, I saw his kit. You saw everything in it. I own about none of those products.
Well, because
As you see,
I
I'm
was
not-
excited because, it took a little bit to come in, and Robert recommended them. But now, every time, because I just got a new thing of soap, and Robert, coaxed me into buying like a really, it's freaking huge. And now I just, like, I have a ludicrous amount of soap, but it's like, it's only 1 cent. What if I want multiple cents? So then you got to get more of them, but then you realize it's still more than you need. But you got to change up the smell.
You got to get the variety,
Yeah, you got to get the tobacco.
and then
Well,
you
just you'll be good forever. You don't need any more soap.
Oh no,
Just get all the different
the amount of
scents.
soap I
Yeah.
have now would last me like 2 years. I
then
don't shave as
God.
frequently as Robert does.
yeah, you got to shave frequently if you want to get through all these products. Because I have 4 or 5 tubs of soap in a drawer in my bathroom, and
I've seen it.
yeah,
Oh
it's
my god.
it's kind of horrible, but I'm getting through them all, and I'm trying not to add any new soaps to my rotation,
Mhm.
and I'm just trying to make it my New Year's shaving resolution to get through 1 tub of soap this year, just 1.
See,
Is that
Horseman.
yeah. I mean, I don't produce enough facial hair to require a shave every day. So it's always just almost, it's up. There's been a time in between each shave, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you kind of learn it's a relaxing experience. You know, you lather up your brush, you get a good lather, and then you know, make sure your face is all nice, and you spend time, and
Oh,
sometimes
I'm sure.
go for a couple of passes and do
Actually,
the
your lather is horrible, Noah.
Yo,
call him
we have a
out?
little
Drag him right
dispute
now.
amongst the shaving club. Oh dear
It
God!
was
I don't want to be a part
I
of
had
this.
Robert on a Discord call to like make sure I was doing everything properly so I didn't hurt myself the first time I
You're
shaved.
just guiding him
Oh yeah,
through
and
it, just like, yeah, no, keep it, no.
Well, because when you have a cartridge razor, most of them have like a little thing in there, so like no matter what, it's the right angle. You
Yeah,
have to create the angle with a safety razor.
yeah. Oh, for sure.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose of its name?
What do you
well,
mean? Well, I mean, it's not a straight razor where
yeah,
Robert just makes a bloodbath.
yeah,
That's
it's
one
called
way
a
to put it.
safety razor because
Safety
compared to the
first.
straight razors that came before it, it's quite a bit safer.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm,
But shaving with a straight razor is great. I have one.
I know you do.
It's the edges, kind of destroyed on it. So I've been looking to get it honed, but I really haven't had the time and
Weren't you gonna buy a
resources.
whetstone?
Yeah, I was, but I just decided, I kind of want to buy a different kind of razor that uses interchangeable blades,
Mhm.
and it's kind of shaped like a straight razor, and I figured that I'd buy it because I can use it to shave myself, and I can use it to shave my dad, which is something that I do.
Yeah, you don't commonly shave yourself with the straight razor.
No, because the blades that I have for it just absolutely tear up my face. So I just use all my crap products on my dad to just try and, get through them all.
yeah, if you don't mind my asking, you shave your dad?
Yeah, his dad will come by. Hey, Robert, can you shave my neck?
Yeah,
Ah.
he's the kind of guy that likes to get pampered.
Oh, well, that understand. Okay.
It's a
I-
bonding experience. It's fine.
I'm sure it really brings a father and son closer together. Just bonding over a good shave together.
I can
Oh.
totally relate to that in so many different levels.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
sure you do.
Matt and I can relate to that when we stood up and applauded his father at a band meeting.
That was
when we were going to go on a
so
Disney
goddamn
trip.
funny. That was so funny. We were literally, so we had our every year for music department trips in our music department, they have meetings where everybody sits down in the auditorium and the parents come and they explain basically, the procedures and whatnot. So last year we went to Disney, and my dad likes to chaperone the trips every year. But so they put all the chaperones up at the front, called them to the front, and basically was like, hey, here are our chaperones. And so, of course, me and a bunch of the friends, these people here, were sitting in the back going crazy. And I'm like, just watch me go crazy. So it goes to my they call my dad out, and we're all sitting in the back going, yeah. And I'm like, that's my dad.
Yeah.
He was not
he looked so
in love with
embarrassed.
it. I know
He was, like,
he
sitting
just
there,
looked
like,
at us just the
bright
straight
red
face.
just like, oh my god. I'm sure I embarrassed him plenty on that trip, but
That was a good trip though.
It was a good trip.
solid.
The
trip.
trips Roberts and I went on, it was freshman year. We went to Virginia Beach. That was our freshman year trip. Very good trip. And
Yeah.
then the freshman year trip, the Virginia Beach trip was it was more of a fun trip as like the experience of going.
Less
Next
than
year we
an
went.
actual band trip.
Yeah, no, but I mean next year we went to Hershey Park in Pennsylvania, and that was full of just goofs because it was not like a. I mean, the conditions that we were put through weren't ideal. So when we got there, one, it was raining. We were visiting the Amish and it was like pouring rain. And then we they fed us. so much food before we even
Oh my
got to
god.
before we even got to the hotel. They just started feeding us and giving us a bunch of drinks, and I'm like, I understand that like they're doing what they were paid to do and what they were told, but for some reason they
It was in the
designed the
schedule.
trip. What?
Yeah, it was in the schedule, and they just made the time in between eating a bit too short on that first day.
Yeah. And then it was really cool. They had like a little country store where they had like a bunch of like freshly baked goods and drinks, stupid like dirt cheap. Everything was like nothing. And there was these like glass, like classic jug, like a gallon jug of root beer.
Oh
Because
God.
before when we got there, they offered us a pretzel and either lemonade or root beer. Now I personally don't like root beer, so I didn't have that. But so they were selling the root beer, and it was like a gallon thing of it. It was for like what, Robert, like $3-4.
Yeah, it was super cheap.
It was something like
Excellent value.
like super cheap. So of course everybody on the trip got like 2 jugs per person. And then we get back to the hotel. Ben only got one, right?
Yeah, we only got one. I didn't buy any.
I think I bought a bunch of pastries. They were really good. But the whole band just had jugs and jugs of root beer. And
That's what band kids
Carl, I remember
need.
Carl got like 3 of them. Like just him. His other group got like one of them each. Carl bought like 3. And he drank like half of it on the bus ride home. He was drinking root beer forever.
Is it caffeinated? Because if it's
yeah, root beer,
caffeinated, that's
think.
exactly what band kids need.
Of
Yeah.
course.
I mean, look at some of the stuff we did on our trips, and we weren't caffeinated. we were very not caffeinated, so caffeine would have only made the situation probably 10 times worse.
For
Yeah,
some reason,
most
when we went
definitely.
to bed, like our energy skyrocketed because we were trying to go to bed, and then it would be like all of us are like a little bit asleep, a little bit of falling asleep. One of us would just like jump on the other person's bed and smash them with pillows, and then we go back to bed, and then the people from the other bed would come and retaliate and do the same. And then we shoved Robert in the fart closet.
That was just horrible. That was traumatic.
He doesn't like to think about it.
He has PTSD from
Yeah,
it.
so we put Robert in the closet, the clothes closet, and then we tooted in the closet. And we locked him in there.
I mean, the name's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think you really need to.
And there might have been
explain.
hairspray involved.
Ooh,
Was there a
that's-
lighter involved?
No.
Ugh,
No, right. Well,
you're not doing it right.
No,
And
we were not doing fart flamethrowers in the closet.
Oh my
Robert,
God.
and then you spilled Zer everywhere.
Oh yeah. We tried playing some Texas Hold'em. We
Oh.
got a
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
we got a set for that at a Dollar Tree or something like that.
No,
down
it was
there.
an Amish store,
No, it was
wasn't it?
it was a Five Below, I think. Where we got that game.
Oh, before we got into like everything, we stopped at a rest stop, and there was a bunch of stores. I think that's what you're referring to, like the strip
Yeah.
mall.
So we bought that there. We were trying to play some Texas Hold'em in the hotel room. No one really knew how to play except me, so I was just trying to teach everyone.
And
I
I was
decided,
in the shower.
yeah,
I
you were in
walked
the
out when it happened. Like I walked out of the shower when it happened. So, Robert, what's Zer?
It's seltzer. It's this right here.
Yeah.
It's
What do you got? What flavor you got today?
lemon.
Lemon.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a
So
solid choice.
I get out of the shower. I start drying off. I just put my clothes back on, and I hear a slam on the table, and then scream. Ben's yelling at Robert. Oh my god! And Luke is just like, okay, we need uh-oh. And I walk out the door, and Ben's just freaking out, and Robert's like, oh god, stop, like stop. And there's just seltzer everywhere. Like the entire can dispersed in like a matter of seconds. Just soaked like everything around it. I mean, it was on the table. We got to clean most of it up. But then we just like chucked paper. No, it was we used the bath towels. So
Yeah.
I had to go back in the bathroom and then just like chuck a bunch of towels at Robert to clean it all up.
Oh my god.
And we were totally the quiet ones.
What?
Our band
No.
teacher was the room next to us, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys are really quiet. I'm really proud of you." And we're just like, "What is this guy on?"
He must be a
we
sound
sit-
sleeper.
I know.
Guy's probably hard of hearing.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he might be if he read any of the performances we put on.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
That's a big yikes.
Yeah, for a
But then
man
again,
who you know, because usually you become a music teacher because you love music. The man hated his job. He would come in supposedly would come in hungover almost every day because we had band every day. And then we always knew it when he had an orange Gatorade. He'd walk in with an orange Gatorade, and then we'd be like, "That's probably spiked."
I mean, how else are you supposed to get this?
And
through-
those
through
were
a
the
school
days
day?
where someone would walk in his office. He's like, head in hands. We go, "We doing anything today?" He's like, and then you tell like the section leaders just run scales and run the piece one time and let them off. And then so we would run we'd run each piece one time regardless of how it went, and then stop and go on our phones.
It was like that. It was like that when we had a substitute too. The
Oh,
seniors
yeah.
would just take over the class,
Hey, it was Anthony. Anthony would.
Yeah. and a few other seniors, and we would just run through all the songs. And for the percussion section, which I'm in, when there's a substitute, I'm busting out the gong because they don't realize the parts for the song. So I was playing. No, I was playing the gong for Rock and Roll All Night, and it was great. Oh man,
Rock and roll all night. What?
you weren't there for it. It was
Oh,
after you
okay.
left.
Okay.
It was last year.
I mean, it sounds like it goes together perfectly. I mean, a gong and the rock and
Yeah.
roll piece. I
Yeah, I
mean,
was supposed to be playing a tambourine.
I'm supposed to be-
I mean, it's
the
kind of the
stark
same thing.
contrast between a tambourine and a
Percussion.
gong.
I mean, is there?
What's the difference? What's
They're
the
both
difference?
percussion. It's fine.
It's all in the same family. I mean,
Yikes.
Our
Loud
percussion
ass
section
gong.
was the worst because we had Donald who would just I don't know how to explain Donald. He would just not do anything and then yell at people for being stupid and then pants people. And then there was Brandon who really didn't want to be there. And would bully little freshmen. Like I used to like hang out in the percussion section and then he'd like if I was playing something, he'd just like take my drumsticks and throw them across the room.
These are
And
great
then
people that
I'd
you
be
hung out
like,
with.
"What are you doing?" He's like, "Can you stop?" And I'm like, "No." So I just go grab the sticks again and start playing again. But most of the time, he would leave to the gym. So it was a common occurrence to go, "Where's Brandon?" I mean, like at least Dante had the balls to stay out for months. We had a first day of my freshman year. This kid Dante who played the trombone was he just like stopped showing up after like the first day.
as one does.
And so every day he would be like, "Where's Dante? Where is Dante?" And he would have no clue. And then he realized around midterm time that he would just not show up anymore.
If
Yeah.
we tried to do that now,
Mm.
our music teachers would kick our asses.
Except like
it-
he showed
Murdered.
up. He showed
Actually-
up for midterms and finals.
The
Like-
important stuff.
But
Did he show up for the midterms?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I
also
thought he only showed up for the final.
see, he wouldn't just skip band class. He would skip school. It was a common occurrence for him not to be in school, let alone class.
So seeing him was a rare treat, pretty much.
Seeing him was like, oh, this is gonna be good. Because I
Yeah.
remember like it was
It was during the finals, I
during
believe.
finals. He came in for finals. He got kicked out.
Oh my god.
Even though he probably should have kept him in, you know,
Yeah.
have him do band class stuff. But no, he just kicked him out for finals. Was like, nope, you're not gonna be here.
Go
Yep.
away.
Yikes.
Man,
Power
I
to
mean,
him though.
oh, absolutely. He has the guts to do what most people want to do, but won't do.
I can't even imagine like I totally didn't skip, but I couldn't imagine skipping.
Yeah,
Like,
Med has senior privs.
yeah, I've seen it probes. I didn't skip my third block yesterday.
It's like
at all.
the Thor meme of like, I'm too powerful, you can't defeat me. I know,
I know.
but he can. It's Dante.
Oh my god. Yeah. But that's crazy. That is very crazy. I mean, I would love to skip school most of the time, but I don't, obviously.
I mean,
I mean,
you
I'm
can't.
I mean, I
Mhm.
could.
You just have privs all day. It's fine. My house
Just
privs all
have
day.
privs
I have-
all day.
My teacher would be like, "Where is he?" Like, "Oh, I got privs."
I have privs.
Why didn't you show up for school? Oh, it's because I'm opting out. This is online.
This is online. You. Oh man, I wish, dude. I honestly wish. That would be so good. You could literally blame it on anything now, though, too. You'd be like, "Oh, my power's out," or yeah,
The
"Oh,
Wi-Fi's
there
not
goes."
working today.
Like, literally, I slept through English. I remember texting you one morning. I slept through half of English, and I went, "Oh shit!" And so I got in. I stayed after class, and I was like, "Oh, sorry." By the way, to the teacher, and I said, "Yeah, my Wi-Fi wasn't working, so I don't know if anybody told you, but I was trying to get in. I missed like the first half of class. So what I missed, and nothing marked. No tardy, nothing."
That's my common excuse for when I get marked absent. I just email the
Just be
teacher and
like,
be like, "Hey, my internet wasn't working.
yeah.
I didn't just sleep through class. That's why I'm totally not
Yeah.
emailing you at like 10:15 when class ended like a while ago."
Oh, no, a little while ago. Yeah.
while ago.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude. I honestly, I would like. I feel like at this point in time, like I've only gotten through most of school because it's been online. Like my shift
Mhm.
now, going back to school in person every now and then now is such a bad experience because I don't know how to be a student.
It's so
I don't.
awkward.
It
It's
is
so
like
awkward.
I just lost all touch, like socially, and I also have no idea what I'm doing in any of my classes. My English teacher would be like, "So about that book we were reading," and I'd be like, "What?"
well, also all their lesson plans for the year are based on online. So when we go into school, they're like, "What should we do?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you guys got it. Like, what do you want to
Just
do?
do the
Like, what do you
assignment
want to do?
online."
Do the assignment. Like some of my teachers have been like, hey, we want to focus more on stuff we could do in person, so we're not going to be using technology. But then half the time I end up on my iPad anyways. I'm just sitting in the classroom. I'm like, why did I even bother? I could have just done the same thing I'm doing now at home.
And I
Yeah.
love we had like a assignment to do in English, but instead we ended up talking to the teacher the whole time. She's like, "Yay, I haven't talked to you guys in forever." And
Yeah, teachers
she counted
appreciate
it
that.
as an assignment, like a grade, just for talking to
Yeah.
her in class.
Yeah, literally. I'm pretty sure we talked politics.
Yeah, we did. I think.
Yikes.
We talked
No.
politics
No,
to our
no.
English teacher, talking about recent events.
That's risky
If you-
business right there.
It is risky
English
business,
teacher.
but it paid off.
No,
because
but
we got
it's
full credit.
not like you know, our sophomore English teacher. You didn't have her, but
It's very vague.
the one. No, I'm trying to Robert, the one
He-
that we all had, but you didn't. But you had her junior year, didn't you?
No, I had a different one.
Hmm.
No.
She left
Yeah,
pretty early on in the year.
Oh, this is the one I talked about last podcast. Was the very liberal one that kicked a student out or called the police on a student for
Yeah, yeah.
plagiarizing?
Oh,
Plagiarism.
right.
The
Oh,
other
yeah,
the
dude.
other Noah, Robert.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
she called the police?
Yeah, no,
For
the beginning
plagiarism.
of the year she was like, if you plagiarize in my class, I will call the police and tell them what you did. And then yeah, he plagiarized, so she called the police.
God.
I think they
That's
just
a-
I think
After
they
the
just
police
ignored her.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably just like, yeah,
I don't
this
think
crazy
they did
girl over there.
anything, but
What would
Wonder how
they
many
even do? Like,
Yeah, like
like you're under, like they can't do anything.
you're under arrest for plagiarism. Honestly, how do you even approach that situation? Just be explain to your parents why the cops are after you. I kind of plagiarized my
so
essay.
I
Like,
plagiarized. They
life,
just disown you
sentence.
on the spot for
Life
plagiarism.
sentence. A life sentence you have to carry out for plagiarism.
No, the death sentence.
The death
death
sentence. The death
Public execution.
Oh
Oh,
my
God.
god.
Robert, are you the executioner?
No.
You better watch out. He has a ton of razors, so use them as weapons.
Yeah. What? How you die? Dry shaving.
Dry shaving.
Death by dry shaving.
Oh,
You know
looks
that-
like you got a nick. That's going to get infected.
That's such a
Yikes.
horrible way to die.
Infection by drive shaving.
Oh
Yikes.
god.
Like Nicky Poo getting nicks.
Let's not go there.
No, we're gonna go there.
Oh, we're gonna go there.
So there was this guy I knew from high school, the other school, and he had a boyfriend, and like, you can call your partner whatever you want, but I obviously their name was Nick, and I saw like over his shoulders like quickly that their name in his phone was Nicky Poo, and I thought it was funny, so I told only the Clean Shaven Club, and so it's a little bit of a meme. They're not together anymore, so
Nicky Poo. I think we should start calling our Nick Nicky Poo.
I think he would hate that and love that at the same time.
Nicky
Nicky
Poo.
Poo.
Nicky Poo, what you doing playing the snare back there?
Yikes.
Nicky Poo, what are you doing dry shaving?
Nick? Okay.
Mhm.
Someone has to refresh my memory where the smooth brain thing came from.
Oh,
Smooth brain?
that I brought that joke over from our school.
Yeah,
That was an
yeah.
insult that I think the other Noah started, where he would just say like you have a smooth brain, and then we all
Smooth
be
brain.
like, what is that supposed to mean? He's like, you know how your brain has grooves? Yeah, it should. So if it's smooth, that's bad.
See, you told me that, and I got so used to it that I've started using it.
Oh my god.
I know everybody in the school knew like we all use that insult. So I'd walk up to people and like go up to their head and go, eat.
Just give them a polish.
Yeah, put some elbow grease, make that thing shiny. I can see my reflection in there.
Yeah,
It's so
see
smooth.
your reflection. Ooh, smooth brain. The hell, I just look like a dad. Okay.
Ooh, boomer.
Ooh, smooth brain. I'm sorry.
Oh my
Feel free to
god.
click. Feel free to click out now.
Oh.
So I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet, but we haven't had any Joe interactions.
Yeah, he's occupied on his iPad upstairs, I believe.
Explain who Joe is.
So
Mama.
he's my little brother, and he has a very short temper when he's playing on the computer with his friend, and he plays Minecraft Sky Wars, and he swears a lot, and he says the N-word and a whole other variety of swear words to
Which we do not
various
condone.
members of my family. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of horrible.
He's kind of rowdy.
Just
He's very rowdy.
And
just for the
let's,
record, like
mhm.
this. Just for the record, it doesn't matter or anything, but just can we confirm his skin tone?
What? Pasty.
Paste.
All right, Robert, can we hear his age?
He's 11, I believe. I think. I don't know.
Oh my
I
god.
think. Oh my, yeah. I don't think that's a good thing. I really don't think that's a good thing.
No,
that
we
you're
always yell at him to
11-year-old
stop.
brother dropping N words every 2 seconds.
Yikes.
Oh my god. If he goes out into the real world and has not fixed that problem, he will have consequences.
Well, that's why he
Yeah.
goes to Mr. Happy's.
There are repercussions for his actions.
Right, Robert? He'd be welcome in Mr. Happy's.
Possibly.
So Mr. Happy's is it's a like is it a strip club, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, but it's like a rundown, like not good place strip club. I mean, I don't know if it's good or not. I haven't been. Maybe we should take a field trip, Robert.
Field trip
Oh
to
my
Mr.
God.
Happy's.
Yeah, and it's not that good a place, so it's just become a meme. It's Mr. Happy's.
Yikes.
Let's all go to Mr. Happy's. Spend the weekend.
Spend the
It
week.
doesn't
The
have a very
week.
good name
The
either.
weekend.
An elongated experience. That would be quite the experience. I
to
mean,
Mr. Happy's.
I think we should start gradually though. So like maybe go out to lunch at Hooters or something, and then go to Mr. Happy's.
I
feel
don't
like,
want to be involved in this field trip.
You don't
I
want to go
just-
to Mr. Happy's?
come on, Amanda.
Come on,
I'm
Amanda.
good. I'm good.
I think we have to take you.
Fine.
But going back
Fine.
to Joe, so Joe plays a lot of Roblox and Minecraft.
Yep.
And
Yeah, he plays Roblox.
so of course you can't play normally without hacking, because it ain't fun if you're not hacking the game.
Yeah, he plays with hacks in Roblox and Minecraft.
Dude, oh god, not to be rude or anything, but that is literally the what I despised growing up playing Minecraft. It's just getting that one guy that just absolutely just broke the system.
And see, you'd think that Robert hacks at video games, but instead of hacking, Robert just plays a round of Team Fortress 2. And then he's good at any video game that's a shooter.
Yes, that's true. I can have one round of TF2 as a warm up to any FPS game, and I'll just be insanely good at it after that TF2 warm up.
For no reason. Yeah, we'll be playing like Valorant or CSGO, and Robert will be like, we'll just get off done playing TF2, and for some reason his aim is just so good. And it's a tried and true method, because if he doesn't play TF2, he's just average.
Yeah.
That's the secret. That's the secret is TF2.
Yeah, but if he plays a round of TF2, it's
Uh,
over.
It's done. It's done.
I spend a lot of time playing TF2. Well, actually, not really. Not recently.
Robert, you just went
Your
dark.
face just went
Black.
dark.
Yeah, well, I've opened up Steam here, and I have 928 hours on TF2. So I kind of have no life.
Go longer.
So who do you normally play medic, right?
Yeah, I usually play medic in TF2
Why do you play medic?
because I like helping out my team.
He's an all around caring kind of guy.
He does
That's
actually play
wholesome.
healers. So.
Wholesome in a violent video game. Feels very ironic.
Yeah, but usually if Robert gets on by himself, he'll either be playing Stardew Valley or TF2.
yeah.
I mean, I don't like a lot of other games.
Well,
I
I mean,
think
you
that-
say that,
yeah.
but then we play a lot of other games and you have fun.
I do.
He's not
yeah.
enjoying himself. He's trying to tell you that he's not enjoying it, and he wishes that you guys would play more Stardew or TF2.
And Stardew has
He's
actually
like,
been really fun. It's just Luke doesn't get on too often because he just takes like century-long showers.
He does spend a
gotta
lot of
clean-
time in the shower.
Yeah, so normally he'll get on his computer around 9, and like, cause on Discord it'll show like if you're on your phone, if you're on your computer, and it'll say he's on his computer, and then we'll call Luke in, and then he'll decline, and then he'll type into the chat, "Hey, I'm gonna go take a shower," and then I'll be right back on. It'll be 10:30 before he's on,
Mm.
and then
Yeah,
what
I
do
can
you?
understand.
We ask him like, "What were
Oh,
you doing?"
can
He's like,
you?
"Oh, it's just a shower."
I can definitely understand. Sometimes it's just nice to take a good shower.
No, this
You
is
know?
a daily occurrence.
Oh, well, yeah. I would say I'm almost like that.
Well,
You're
no,
like
but it's
that.
also
There's
like
not an
either
almost.
shower before 9 p.m. or just take a
Oh.
quick one so you can get on games.
I shower at 11 o'clock at night and then into the wee hours of the morning.
Well, I mean,
Nobody else is around,
no,
so
but
I don't
we're,
get
like,
disturbed.
we're purposely not playing because we're anticipating him. Like
You're
we can't.
waiting for him.
No, the Stardew World, because I mean we could progress without him, but like, why bother? It's like a shared thing. So and even we're playing each other's characters. You know, I'm playing Ben, and then Robert's playing Luke, and then or our characters look like them, and then Luke's playing Robert. We'll have Ben on later to explain. It's basically Matt, but more German and
Matt, but more German.
more weight.
Yeah, put a few more pounds on it. Whole different nationality. Perfect.
Is that a good explanation of that, Robert? What Ben looks like?
Yeah. And he also lives in a very old house.
He does. He lives in like a 18th century house.
That's quite old.
Yeah, and he keeps saying like George Washington could have stepped in my house. And
God, that stupid George Washington story.
I know. And then it's like, yes, Ben, like by a slim chance he could have because it was around that time, but you have no clue. You're going off of nothing. He's like, yeah, but he could have.
There's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
There's no way.
No.
George Washington
And then he
would
goes
have stayed
back
at
to
Ben's
this
house.
stupid log in his basement, and his foundation is like there's a different foundation around the house, but he says the whole house is put up on one old wooden beam. That's how his house is held up together by.
And the beam is rotting.
Yeah, it is. I've seen it.
One day his house is gonna collapse. Just in on itself.
It's a nice house, but
And
Yeah,
also,
it's
the last time the electricity was reworked in that house was in the 50s, so...
Man still got like oil lamps and he's gotta blow out the candles before he goes to bed.
he's got to light a candle just to walk around the house.
Yeah, he's gotta get in the old wooden barrel and use a sponge and scrub himself off.
What's cool about his house though is he lives on like a farm kind of, or he raises cows, and like that's kind of it. But so he just
That's all he
always
does.
has. Yeah, I don't think I've had anything other than a cheeseburger over at Ben's house.
So he
we,
raises cows.
Sometimes.
unless we've ordered like pizza, but
Does he name the cows, or is it just
probably.
Like, so we'll just for dinner one day, be like, all right, here's Bethany, you know?
Yeah, here's who you're eating today. Yeah, man, dude, Jared tastes good today.
But the cool thing about Ben's house is that his garage, it's like a separate building. It's a 2-car garage, but it's like it's wide, like it's really wide. And so it has an upstairs to it, cuz why not? And that's just like his game room where we all hang out. He's got like a TV, a pool table, a ping pong table, and it's actually really cool. We commonly go there to hang out, and whenever we say we're gonna go to Ben's house, it's pretty fun.
Fun. I mean, it's great knowing that you're sitting in a building that could break and fall apart in any second.
No,
and
not the garage.
only on a
like
straight
Ben.
diet of cheeseburgers and pizza, but
Oh my god, this one day we were at Ben's house, Robert ate like 5,000 calories worth of
Look,
food.
no, it wasn't 5,000
Yes, it was.
calories.
It was so much. Okay, so Robert had like.
give us a breakdown of the
Did we have cheeseburgers that day, or was it just pizza?
It was just pizza, I think.
Okay, so we got a couple of pizzas, and then so we went around the room of like, hey, what does everybody want for their pizza? And then you said like olives or something. What did you say?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
mushrooms? That's a solid choice.
Nobody else
That's
likes mushrooms there.
I do.
So
but
they
I'm
got
not
like a whole separate, like I think it was only half, but they got his own separate thing from just mushrooms.
Well, mushrooms and pepperoni.
Mm.
That's what I used to like.
And so Robert had like at least 5 or 6 slices of pizza, but we also had like donuts and cupcakes and soda and chips. He had like a half a bag of chip, like not like a little bag, like a
Like the
party size
the
bag
party
you
size.
pour out for people. Like half a bag of chips. He had like 2 or 3 donuts. He had like a liter of soda.
Just living the dream. It's fine.
And he was
He's living his
still
life.
hungry. Like he was still eating, and we were like, Robert, stop.
Man's gonna have a heart attack. Oh my
I had some
God.
chicken wings, too.
Oh, and we had
Oh,
his mom made chicken wings. That was the other thing. He had like 10 or 12 chicken wings on top of what else I named.
They were little tiny chicken wings, though.
No, they were
They were the
normal
little
chicken wings.
wingettes.
They were normal chicken wings.
the point still stands. Is if you can stomach that much food,
He was still eating the rest of the day. He was still eating.
man's hungry. He's just having a growth spurt.
A gross.
Living his life, it's fine.
I mean, a
Either
few
that-
days ago, I went to Burger King and I
Oh
I'd
my
like-
god, yeah.
1.5 Whoppers, 2
Mhm.
cheeseburgers, 2.5 fries, and
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 a
that was it.
large soda.
I'll take
I
two
didn't have a
number
large soda.
nines,
Number 9 large. A number 6 with extra
extra
dip.
dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a
And
large soda.
soda.
Man,
no,
the
but the whole
flashbacks.
meal ended up being around 2,700 calories.
Oh my god. That is literally like my daily intake.
And
like my suggested
Robert's got
daily
like a
intake for
normal
calories.
build. Like Robert's not like
Man, just
tubby or anything.
He
move
just has
on,
a
man.
fast metabolism. It's fine.
I'm like 130 pounds.
You are. Oh
Yeah, I am. I'm
my god.
pretty light.
Yeah,
Man's just got a fast
Oh.
metabolism. It's metabolism. I can't speak.
a
I
Matt
mean-
metabolism.
I remember back in it was the Virginia trip. We went to Busch Gardens. And we just we did a performance. We started from like the parking lot. We marched in because this is a marching band. We marched in. We like set up in like the middle area, like near a fountain or something. It's 8 a.m. The only people watching us were like a couple of old women with
Yeah.
like their grandchildren.
No, it was
We got
just
nothing
2
better to
old
do.
women.
Yeah.
Those were the only spectators.
And so we marched in, we set up, and we played like a song or two. And so we marched back to well, we had to watch the chorus. So the chorus, like got up and was going to sing. But for some reason, our teacher got to play the music in the background. So he brought his keyboard to like help them. And then he was trying to plug it in, but he couldn't. And then one of the attendants at Busch Gardens were like, "What are you doing? You can't be using these outlets." He's like, "No, we're supposed to be here for a music performance." And the guy just did not believe him. And so it took
Oh
like
my
forever
God.
of like a bunch of chaperones coming in and showing him like, yes, we are supposed to be here, for him to like help him plug in the
God.
keyboard. And the keyboard was not loud enough. It's a keyboard. You can't hear it.
Oh my
And then-
goodness.
Yeah, he was using the onboard speakers on it.
Yeah, and he was also like singing along with the chorus to like help them because they're the chorus of that high school and they're not prepared. They're kind of not good.
That is so funny.
That's rough.
And then we finish. It was horrible. I just I did it, got it out of there, and then we went back to the bus to change. We had to take all of our big hefty marching uniforms off in the bus. We did our instruments and our hats outside because they were like big hats with the feathers, like the helmets with the feathers.
Yeah.
And so we walking in, and then I look down. So we had marching shoes, which are nice and shiny, and you're supposed to look good. And they were called Dinkles because that was the brand. And we thought
Dinkle.
that, first of all, funny. That's hilarious.
Dinkles.
I still have mine.
Dinkle
I
on
still
my
have
feet.
dinkles too. Yeah. They're good.
My one's from freshman year, and so I look down. We're all changed, because it's Virginia. I'm in like a shorts and a t-shirt, and I got my sling bag and sunglasses. I look down. Robert still got his dinkles on. I forgot my shoes at the hotel. So Robert walked around Busch Gardens. Wasn't it Busch Gardens where you forgot
it was
your
Busch Gardens.
your
Yep.
dinkles? I mean, you
I-
forgot your shoes.
I was walking around in dinkles.
It was hilarious.
Walking with my dinkles.
Yikes.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was funny for like the first 20 minutes. I forgot about it, but it was still hilarious.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Actually, they're very
Dude.
comfortable because they're marching shoes and
That's
they're
true.
kind of designed for.
They're uncomfortable to put on, but once you have them, they're pretty fine.
They're good.
Man.
Yeah, you were
They're
talking
just
about your You were talking about your chorus thing, and that literally just brought back a flashback to middle school, where our chorus teacher in middle school had a concert during the day for one of the school, like for the school where I went to middle school, and literally halfway through the concert, she decided that her chorus wasn't doing it for her, so she stopped parents and people in the audience stopped them halfway through the song and went, no, bring it back to like measure 121 or whatever it was and do it again. And so they ran through it again, and she's like, okay, that's good, let's take it from the top, and then started again. I'm like, there's parents sitting in the audience, like, I'm
It's
sitting
middle
next to
school
some
though.
I'm sitting next to my friends. I think I'm sitting next to like Marco, and we're both looking at each other like,
Okay, that's middle school. Which I mean, that's bad in middle school. Would you remember last year for our winter concert how our now music teacher did that to the incoming freshmen for mixed
oh my
chorus?
god, dude.
Middle of
Dude,
the
this
concert,
so
1,000-seat auditorium. She made them stop and start the song over. That
yeah.
never happens. It was bad.
Didn't that happen?
It-
Oh, bleep that out.
Wait, put a timestamp for yourself.
I'm going to.
Welcome back to unprofessionalism with Noah.
Let's not get doxxed.
Didn't
Oh my
that-
gosh.
Okay. Didn't that
Nice job,
happen
Noah.
at our school, Robert, where we had to start over again?
No, I don't think that ever happened.
Did it? I
We're
feel
bad.
like
We're not that bad.
Wow, so basically what I'm hearing is that whole point was absolutely useless, and Noah just made a goof for no reason.
Yup.
He's gonna
Yeah.
have to go back and edit it just
Welcome
for.
back to the 1/3 podcast.
I'm not-
Here's our address.
Stop saying all this. I'm gonna have to cut all this out. Shut up.
Anyways.
Totally
but
normal
Jeez.
transition here.
oh man, that's funny though. That's funny. I mean, have you really experienced like music teachers? I feel like are unnecessarily tough on you. Sometimes for good reason, but other times just
Oh, ours
Yes,
would
especially-
warn us in middle school. He would warn. He'd say, "Okay, it's concert time. I'm going to be mean. I'm going to be rude. You have to get
Yeah.
used to it around the concert."
yeah, you just get used to your teachers, your
Oh,
music
yeah.
teachers during concert season because they're just a completely different person. They're
Oh, yeah.
completely different people. Sometimes it's scary, sometimes it's funny, and other times it's both.
Yeah, and then after the concert, they're like, "You guys did pretty good with some critiques, but like overall, you did really good." Do you
Yeah.
remember when we were going over new music that we wanted to do, and she's like, "Oh, here's a Lion King piece, but that one's really easy." But mixed chorus won't even be able to do that. Do you remember that?
God, dude, just absolutely trashing on the mixed chorus that year, dude.
It
They
happened
were-
yesterday in band, where she was like, I gave this piece to concert band, but I realized I couldn't do it, so I'm
Do
giving
it.
it to you guys."
Yeah. Oh my God, those are always the greatest feelings, but also they're so rude. Like you're like, yay, we're cool, but also at the same time, like, what does that say about our concert bands and our mixed chorus? Like, they're just a whole different breed of just
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
Not to mention,
See-
I'm pretty sure the concert band this year is only like 10 people.
We didn't have two different bands. It was just
Yeah,
band.
band.
And everybody, like, you didn't get a choice, you marched.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I'm sure.
And it was horrible for what was it? The first day the day we had to come in, like on a Saturday. Oh, band camp. See, normal band camp is where like college like level marchers go and like perform, like rehearse an actual like choreographed thing.
Hmm.
Our band camp was learning how to walk properly, which took majority of the time, and then how to churn. Robert
So
never learned how to churn.
It's,
Yeah,
I suck at it.
So how it would go is like roll off, like dun 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 dun, and then we play our song,
Mhm.
and then like two ish, depending on what our band director wanted, two ish like drum parts. We had different cadences, and then the drum line would play the cadences, and during the cadences, some of the cadences, not all of them, but during some parts we had to dance. We had the grapevine, which was we just walk and like do a back step to turn around and then do it the other side. And one was churn, where we have to do like a little skip and like wave my arm in the air, and you go like, what? And then I come back. Sucks for audio listeners, you couldn't see me churn, but
He was doing a jig. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
There was another one I forget. Oh, step kick, where you step and you kick,
And then
Oh
then
my
you
goodness.
step back.
and then you step and you tap.
Yeah. So when the jazz hands coming in.
And it
No,
was
Cool.
go ahead.
actually, the dance moves that our band had were quite good, and they earned us second place in a lot of competitions, a
Yeah,
lot of
we
parades.
looked good when we my class was probably the last class that actually learned how to march because it's not that hard. Just left foot ready lift and then you count in your head.
People don't know how to count in their heads. That's the problem.
No, see that's why you don't like you just kind of muscle memory your song to where you just play it and you like the whole time
Yeah.
I was thinking left, right as I'm playing.
Yeah. You just get those little patterns in your head, and then you're like your brain does it for you. You just eventually it all just flows together.
But it makes
Kinda like-
good for go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we for the people who actually knew how to march, we got to make fun of everybody who didn't know how to march, especially the incoming freshmen, because God forbid if AJ can do anything. We would bully the Saxes a lot.
Bro, you are the sax.
Yeah.
You bullied yourself.
So my freshman year there was Ethan. Ethan's younger brother, and they all look alike for no reason. Ethan's younger brother, Colby, was a grade above me. So skip a grade from Ethan to Colby. And then again for what was the little I always called him little Ethan. What was his name?
What was
Robert?
his name?
It was AJ and the other one.
I forget.
Little Ethan.
Little Ethan.
Yeah, you're great.
So he sat on the end, I think. So AJ was next to I guess he was next to Luke, who was next to me. Going from like left to right. Little Ethan was on the far left, and I was in like the middle. I don't remember his name. And then so we got into a habit where whenever a sax messed up, because we know we didn't do it, or else we were like, "Oh, sorry, that was me. I just gotta, write something down." And then our band director would be like, oh, "Yeah, okay." So, but when nobody would admit it, we'd all go, "Which one?" And of course, little Ethan be like, "Who do you think it was?" And then AJ be like, "Hey!" And we would know when it's not AJ because he would go, "It wasn't me. I swear to God, this time it actually wasn't me."
Who do you think? That's the point where you realize, like, if you can admit to it, like.
But also, they weren't good at marching either, so we get to bully them about that. Neither could for some reason, it's nothing to do with that. But none of the girls I guess they just didn't care because the girls were just in there for the trips mostly. Not all of them, of course, but most of them were just in there to do trips, and they did band since middle school. But they just could not march. I do not know. Even I bet this year they still would have no idea how to march.
Oh yeah, especially this year. We haven't marched in a very long time.
Have you marched at all this year?
Nope. Not even parking lot or anything.
Yeah, we used
No
to go
practice.
during
No.
class. We'd leave the school, go into the parking lot, and march.
Even when it was freezing out.
And when it was blazing hot.
Yeah.
And then we'd come in. We'd always be late to class, or we always had we had lunch. Freshman year, sophomore year was first period. That was awful. First period band, the worst. Because you're tired and your mouth is dry because you haven't been drinking water for a while.
Yeah. I mean, our middle school jazz band used to meet before school even started. So it'd be 6:30 in the morning. They'd have to meet in the middle school to rehearse for 45 minutes until class started. I never did it, but I was I always felt bad for people having to wake up at 5:30 just to go into school to play in the jazz band first thing. Oh, no, I wouldn't do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you it was probably a living hell.
Man, I miss
Man,
Marco.
man, where's that guy at these days? Just kidding. I know where he is.
I also know where he is,
Yeah,
but he's just not in school.
yeah, he's fine. He's vibing. He's fine. We miss him. We love him dearly.
I was gonna say rest in peace, but he's not dead.
Yeah, just... we miss you, man. Come back. Nah, but band, man, I feel like band is really, it's just the things that bring us all together.
Yeah, because we've talked about it every episode.
Yeah.
It really just brings everybody together. The wonderful world of music.
The wonderful world of music. That's why I want to be a music teacher.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Sorry. Take a sip on Wawa. Taking a sip on my Wawa. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, my love for music has grown into hopefully a passion and a career. So do it.
Robert is doing something very opposite music. Robert, you ever gonna do music again after anything involved with music?
I might try out for college band, but they probably won't accept me.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try out and stuff, but I mean, I'm really not the best at playing music.
You can't read music, right?
He knows the X.
I can read music. I kind of know how it works, the notation and stuff. It's just when it comes to actually playing it and feeling the rhythm.
No, it was Cody. Cody couldn't read music.
Cody
had no idea.
Music,
we had he wanted to play the drums, so he joined, I think his freshman year, probably. He was a junior, I think. Yeah, he was a junior. And he had no idea how to read music. He had no idea how to play music. He stayed after school one day with a senior, and then he just learned how to play. But didn't know how to read music because our teacher would be like, "All right, read the part at number 25 and pick it up from there," and then he'd be like. and then he would just wing it, and then he would get praised for it.
Usually we had at least one person back there in the percussion section that knew how to read music.
Adam could probably.
Oh yeah, Adam's good at reading music.
Adam's good at just playing music.
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, who needs to read music anyways? It's not like it's an important skill or anything.
No.
Especially in the music field.
I'm not great at sight reading. That's my problem. I can't sight read.
I feel like I actually really enjoy sight reading because it's where I feel most comfortable making mistakes. After the second time round, if you're making the same mistakes, you're like,
well, yeah, but also the other saxes are really good. Like having Jaden and Chandler and Marco play next to me, I was like, what am I supposed to do? I'm nowhere near that level.
No, they're stupid good for no reason.
Yeah. Well, so they all have lessons and stuff. I don't know if Marco did, but I know the other two did.
Marco was just insane.
I was never that good, and that's why I never like playing by myself. And I've gotten to a bad habit of when I'm playing and then I mess up even one note, I stop. I have a problem where I don't work through it and just continue.
You just stop dead in your tracks and just
yeah.
Eventually,
it's we were playing yesterday and I was playing and then I messed up and I stopped and I was like, I don't know where we are. I didn't say that.
My bad.
I just stared at her not playing.
My bad. Yeah, it is your bad. That's him during band. He makes a mistake, and I go, "Yeah, it is your bad." That's how you encourage musicians to do good things, because if you tell them they're bad, they think they're bad, and then they get better.
I'm also self-conscious because when she makes us play alone, I don't want to play because if I mess up, I feel like everybody in the band's making fun of me for not being better, especially that I'm a senior.
Hey man, our teacher literally asked me to give an explanation on how to do something the other day, and then I did it, and I fucked it up the first time, and I was like, do as I say, not as I do. I got it the second time, but
yeah, it was hey Matt, how do you play a really low note to a really high note? Yeah, you just start and you take the air and you just push through and you springboard yourself up. You didn't
Yeah,
do
and then
it.
as soon as I did it, I was like, like I legit do as I say, not as I do. It was just that's the definition of comedic timing. Just it gives a full detailed explanation on how to do something, and then just completely screws it up the next second. So if you ever feel like you're insecure about your playing, just remember that.
Yeah, no, but I'm also, because I taught myself how to play off of people. So, like, I never counted. I just listened for other parts. And then I knew exactly where I was because I'd be like, I'm supposed to play that when they do that.
Yeah.
So then only having me and Stella, it's horrible because, like, I don't want to be sax one by myself. I need, I can't, I need people to bounce off of. Especially
Yeah.
we're missing half the band.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, literally in band the other day, Keegan looks at me and goes, "Yeah, I'm not having a good day today, so you and I are gonna do this together." And I was like, "Great, I feel really great."
Yeah, she was like, when this part goes, you go like directly, like immediately after that. And then so I go, okay, I know what to look for. And then I'm waiting for my part, and I don't hear it. And then
Never
I'm
comes.
like, wait, when I supposed to go? And apparently, and I forget who it was. I think it was bass clarinet playing like
Yeah.
really quietly.
Well,
And
bass
it's
clarinet is
it says
designed.
solo right over it. So, Stella doesn't know I'm playing that.
Literally, I think bass clarinet was designed to be the most quiet instrument because all of a sudden, in comparison to everybody else in the band, it's like bum bum bum, bum bum. Like
It's
they're
not a bass
so
clarinet.
quiet.
It's a sax clarinet.
Sax or clarinet.
Robert's so
Yeah.
proud of that. He's waiting for a response. He's sitting there staring.
he's like, I got a good one.
It's the percussion worldview.
Hmm?
It's the percussion worldview.
Do you?
Oh,
How does the band sound from the percussion
Yeah.
section?
What's it like back there?
It sounds really good, actually.
Nice.
But the percussion section usually messes that up. We usually play a bit too loud, sometimes a bit too fast, and
They're just
People
sitting there.
keeping rhythm play it too fast? Whoa.
They're just sitting there. They're just sitting there, like waiting and through breaths, like, "Ooh, what am I gonna mess up this time?" Ooh. They just go, bum, bum, bum. It's their job at this
I
point.
mean, especially if you play cowbell, then
Oh yeah.
you gotta stop winding up, Eli. We were playing Good King Wants a Salsa. Was that the one?
Yep, that one. Good King Salsa.
And there was a cowbell part where it was just dun 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 dun. But for some reason, Eli he would wind up and hit it, and like
Dum, dum,
oh my,
dum.
our band director yelled at him at least 20 times before he slightly got it, because we get to that section, keep winding up, dum dum dum, and it's just not up to tempo. And we'd stop there every time. Eli, stop winding up.
You just want to. Boom,
Or
boom. I actually just
when-
hit myself. I just banged my leg.
One day we were marching outside in the front parking lot, and Robert, I think you have an idea of what I'm gonna say, but Robert's on bass drum.
The big bass drum.
Oh, you were on the big one?
I think I was on the big bass drum, yeah.
That's probably why he yelled at you. And so I think he was just playing a cadence, and he's not playing loud enough. So he stop. Well, he blows the whistle, and then we do our little like formation stop, and he go, Robert, you gotta hit that thing like you gotta hit it hard. And we go, and we all stop. Like, what was he gonna say?
Hey, hold on, back up, rewind.
You gotta hit it like you gotta hit your what, Keen?
What? Please just share with the class what you were going to say.
Wow.
Oh, that was the funniest marching session I think I've ever had.
I don't think literally he set himself up in a situation where no matter what he had said, it was gonna sound wrong. Like you hit your what?
Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, Robert, you did hit it like you hit your.
I hit it hard.
That should have been my senior quote. You gotta hit it hard. Robert, you gotta hit it like you hit your. You gotta hit it hard.
No, yeah. Percussion was full of stuff like that. We'd make a lot of mistakes. Sometimes in the middle of a parade, we'd just stop. Just usually, once per parade. Usually during a solo or something like that, you would hear do 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 do, and then just the whole percussion section would stop.
Yeah.
And everyone would lose time for a second.
During like actual marching performances, we're marching to win. Our band director has stopped us like mid parade because like someone was messing up and then restarted.
Was that right in front of the judges?
Yes, we stopped right before the judges.
Oh my
I remember that.
goodness.
Oh, it was it was like a mum day, like the flower mum for Mother's Day. It was around that time where we were marching, and he said that it was the hottest he'd ever marched in that parade. It was like mid 90s, I think.
No, it was like 92 or something like that, but it was hot as hell.
Yeah. And, marching uniforms, they're thick. They're, not comfortable because the pants are overalls. And then you had a big jacket over you, and you're moving in the hot sun, and, you're playing. We had a couple kids drop out because it was too hot. One kid faked it because they just didn't want to be there. They didn't join band that next year.
Yeah.
That was a horrible experience because like I took off my jacket and I was just drenched in sweat. It was horrible. I can imagine what it was like for a drumline though.
Yeah, when I went home after that parade, I just threw up.
Did you?
Yeah, I
oh
did.
my god.
It was horrible. I was dehydrated.
That
The only hydration you were getting was like a chaperone with a little squirt bottle, and then they're trying to squirt it in your mouth while you're marching, so half of it was gross. And
I got to be a water boy one time. It
Yeah.
was last October, like 2019 October. I emailed the band director and I said, "Hey, I'm going to be at the place that we are. Do you want me to help out?" I was kind of getting a reason to be around everybody. And he said, "Yeah, sure, you can be a water boy." And I'd be like, "Sure, man, why not?" So I got to catch up with everybody, and I was a water boy. But it's also not a lot of water. It's like a squirt, and then you're done. Because we run out of water really quick.
I feel like they should come prepared to hydrate those people.
You'd think. You
Like,
would think.
I feel like passing out or stuff like that is really an issue.
And I remember freshman year, I just marched with the sax the whole time. And I remember complaining like, "Oh, this is awful. I hate this." But then I marched, I did drumline for a parade. It sucked. I hated it. I know it's because Anthony did drumline, and I really looked up to Anthony, and I wanted, I was like, I'll try drumline. So I did percussion for like a quarter.
Yeah, you were playing bass drum.
Yeah. But I like for concerts I was still playing sax. But it also was great because I got to do nothing all class because it was
the percussion section does nothing all class.
Yeah, when they were doing rhythms, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm with percussion, right?" And he's like, "Just do whatever you want." And I'd be like, "Okay." So I get to play my phone all class. But then when we were playing songs, I'd have to go play sax again. But I was playing bass drum. I was playing the middle one or the second biggest one. And my back was hurting, and I'm like, I wish I was playing sax. It was so much easier.
Yeah. but that's not the fun part of being any percussion in a marching or setting or something. It was having to lug around those big bass drums or quads or whatever.
The quads are the worst. They're the
Oh, I
heaviest.
imagine.
Oh, they
Carry.
are. And you have to like march in rhythm and then play
Yeah.
2 different rhythms.
Yeah. That's the problem.
And I was never really the best at quads.
Mm.
Once again, like Noah said, I'm a god at cymbals. But
He is a god at cymbals.
Yeah.
Like,
That's all you need.
unironically, Robert rocked every cymbal part for no reason. He was just really good.
Hey man, everybody has their calling.
Robert's calling.
Robert
his
is the
cymbal.
Man's killer symbol.
hey, senior on cymbals. It could happen.
Hey, who played these cymbals, dog? Who played these
Who
cymbals?
played the cymbals?
Hey, Robert, you killing it,
Robert,
man.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So, going back, we touched on it earlier about Joe, is that I learned, in your household, you use a currency to basically a cryptocurrency
Yeah, no.
to get things, such as calling shotgun.
I want to hear this.
Now,
Yeah, I'm very
I
intrigued.
learned this over a Discord call, and these are called mommy points. Now, Robert, I'd like you to take it away with this one.
Yeah. So in my house, we have a sort of a unofficial currency system called mommy points, and each sibling has a amount of mommy points. You earn mommy points by being nice to your mommy. And but if you disrespect your mommy, then people gain the right to deduct mommy points from you. And you
Now, how do you deduct mommy points? Can we get a demonstration?
gotta kind of swing your arm and go whoop, 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 and you get the mommy points. But they've converted their mommy points to mommy gold.
No, yeah. See, I over a Discord call, I asked Robert to ask his mom if I could get some mommy points. I would like some mommy points. And then, I wanted a safer way to keep my mommy points. You see, I don't want to trust just a normal bank, but also, Joe, the little brother, was being a naughty little boy. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to take his mommy points because I learned of a way where you could steal them. So I went over Discord. I went, hey, Joe, guess what? Whoop, whoop. And I took them and I said, you know how you cannot take my mommy points? You take the mommy points, right? And you convert them to mommy gold. A whole new cryptocurrency, mommy gold, patent pending, to keep your mommy points safe.
I was gonna say, if you put them in the bank, do you get interest over time?
No.
Damn.
No, they're just kind of fixed.
And I'm the all-time, like, I have the most mommy gold out of anyone.
Noah is the biggest mommy.
I am the mommy gold.
No.
And they've taken lessons from me. Now mommy gold is an official cryptocurrency of the Robert household.
Yep.
So man, I'm glad I've been enlightened.
So it's kind of your mind.
Every time I walk in their house, if we have pizza seat, I'll explain that in a second. But I go pick up Robert, or one time I dropped off him shaving soap. But I walked in.
Of course you did.
And one time Jenna, his sister, was on the computer, and I went, "Hey Jenna, guess what?" Whoop whoop. And I just took all of her mommy points and then immediately convert them to mommy gold.
And then she learned about the mommy system.
And then she learned about the mommy gold, which is not good, because once they learn about mommy gold, it means they could take my mommy points and put it into mommy gold. But you see, I'm not a fool. I am not some kind of hooligan that just keeps mommy points laying around for people to take and whoop away. I convert them to mommy gold.
The fact that this is a real conversation that we just had.
We're having this conversation right now. This is happening.
All right.
Mommy gold.
Mommy gold.
I need my mommy.
Oh my god. This has escalated to an area that I never thought we would get to.
Oh boy.
And I think now that we've gotten to mommy gold, that sounds like a perfect time to wrap it up.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, sure, perfect.
Leave him on that, dude.
Leave him
on that.
hanging.
Robert, I am so thankful to have you here, man. Thank you for coming on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
It's a decent podcast. I might listen to it later.
It's true, you know.
It's
For
true.
sure.
All right, well, thank you for watching. Thank you all for the support, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.